welcome. This is a video on how to find volume. We're going to find volume of a couple shapes here. Well, this first one is a cone. And so I think it's useful to go over here and say, what is the formula for the volume of a cone? And here we can see that it is 1/3 pi r squared h. Notice that the volume of the cylinder is pi r squared h, the same without the 1/3. So if you had a cylinder that had that same height as this cone, that cylinder would have 3 times the volume as the cone, or the cone would have 1/3 the volume of that cylinder. So they're kind of interesting. So 1/3 pi r squared h. So we know the volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. And it's useful to think about the different parts where they come from. This pi r squared is the area of the circular base of this pyramid cone. The height is 8, and then we need the radius. We don't have the radius, but we know that the radius is that part right there. We'll call that r, and then we see this this right triangle here, so we can use the Pythagorean theorem. If I say r squared plus 8 squared, that'll give me 10 squared. R squared plus 64 is 100. R squared, subtracting 64 from both sides. If I subtract 64 and do that from both sides of the equal sign, that cancels, and then r squared is equal to 36. And then if you take the square root of both sides, the radius is 6. So with knowing that the radius is 6 and that the height is 8, we can now calculate the volume of this. Notice we're not using the 10. That's the slant height. And you would use it for the surface area, but not for the volume. So here, I would say 1/3 times pi times the radius, 6 squared, times the height, which is 8. So then I got 1/3 pi times 36 times 8. And I'm just going to put that in the calculator. 1/3 pi 36 times 8. So here we go. So I'm going to put 1/3 in parentheses, pi times 36 times 8. Let's just make sure. 1/3 pi 36 times 8. 1/3 pi 36 times 8. Yep. And that would give me 301.59 with a 2 right next to it, leaves it at 59. So 301.59. My volume is approximately 301.59. And this is in meters, so this would be meters cubed, or cubic meters. All right, now this is a composite figure, and we see that it's basically made up of a cone and a sphere, but only half of the sphere. And so we're going to use the volume of the cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. We just saw that. And then to that, we're going to add the volume of half of the volume of the sphere, because we have, and that's 4/3 pi r cubed. But then we're just going to take half of that, so times 1/2. Half of that thing. And so we just need to find all this, but we don't have let's see, we don't have height. We need this height. But since I know 13 and I know 10, I know these are right angles to each other, then I can say let's say h for height. The height squared plus 10 squared equals 13 squared. H squared then equals 13 squared minus 10 squared, and h then is equal to the square root of 13 squared minus 10 squared. So let's plug that in. The square root of 13 squared minus 10 squared. And that gives us 8.3066. We're going to use that in a calculation. I'm going to take that to 4 decimal places for right now. 8.3066. The height then is approximately 8.3066. And then I can plug that in here. Let's do this part right here first. So that's 1/3 times pi times r, which we know is 10. And that's squared. And then that's times h, which is approximately 8.3066. And again, I think I'll just put that in my calculator. Well, yeah, I think I'll put it all in my calculator just all at once. So then I'm going to put plus 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 3 is 6. So I got 4/6 pi, and then r we know is 10, so that's 10 cubed. And I'm going to write that. That's the other part of this. Oh, right, we've already taken the half. And so we've got 4/6 pi times 10 cubed. And then I can put that all on my calculator. So I'm going to take first 1/3 times pi times the radius, which is 10 squared. I'm just going to type that in as 100, times 8.3066. 8.3066. And then to that, I'm going to add 4/6, which is the same as 2/3, but it'll take it either way. 4/6 pi times 10 cubed. Again, I'm going to 1 with 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. And then I just hit enter. And it gives me 2,964. The composite volume of this would be 2,964.26. 0.26, and all of this is in inches, so this would be in inches cubed, or cubic inches. Ok, ahora en español. Tenemos que encontrar el volumen de estos dos objetos, y hay una fórmula para el volumen de un cono, y es que el volumen es 1/3 por pi r cuadrado por h. Y no teníamos el radio. Este radio no teníamos. Entonces, para encontrar el radio, nos dimos cuenta de que esto es un triángulo rectángulo, y por eso podemos usar el teorema de Pitágoras. Y tenemos r cuadrado más 8 cuadrado es igual a 10 cuadrado, que es la hipotenusa. O sea, 10 es la hipotenusa. Entonces, r cuadrado es igual a 64, es igual a 100. Se resta 64 de ambos lados. R cuadrado entonces es igual a 36, y se toma la raíz cuadrada de ambos lados. R es igual a 6. Entonces, sabiendo de que R es igual a 6, podemos poner eso donde está R. Y que H la altura es 8, podemos poner eso donde está h. Entonces ponemos que eso es h. Y el r, que es el radio, lo ponemos donde está r. Y eso se vuelve cuadrado, se vuelve 36. Y si eso lo ponemos en la calculadora, sale 301.59 metros cúbicos. Pero esta figura se compone de dos figuras diferentes. Un cono, esta parte de arriba, el amarillo, y la mitad de una esfera. Bueno, el volumen del cono es igual que el otro problema, 1/3 de pi por r cuadrado por h. Y lo de esfera es 4/3 pi por r al cubo. Pero puesto que solo tenemos la mitad de la esfera, tomamos la mitad, por eso. 1 por 4, 4, 2 por 3, 6, pi y r, que es 10, 10 al cubo, lo ponemos ahí. Entonces, esto es esta parte aquí. Y tampoco teníamos la altura. No tenemos h. Entonces pusimos h cuadrado más 10 cuadrado es igual a 13 cuadrado. H cuadrado es igual a 13 cuadrado menos 10 cuadrado. Y se toma la raíz cuadrada de ambos lados. H es igual a la raíz cuadrada de 13 cuadrado menos 10 cuadrado. Cuando lo pones en la calculadora, H sale aproximadamente 8.3066. Y ahora podemos usarlo en la fórmula. 1/3 por pi por r, que es 10 cuadrado, por h, que es 8.366. Y lo sumamos, y lo ponemos en la calculadora. Cuando lo hacemos sale 2.964.26 cubic inches, pulgadas cúbicas o pulgadas al cubo. Así es. Adelante.